beautiful UpYou community, and welcome to UpyouwithEzinne. How are you all doing? And how was your week, and how is the weekend coming up? Trust everyone enjoyed Valentine, devoid of any dramas. We're still in the Valentine mood here at UpyouwithEzinne, and today we're announcing our giveaway winners. We have some winners from Facebook and some from Instagram. And I'll quickly say their names. We have Fenyi Foluwa Okunuga, Mercy Johnson, Omojuwa Mudupe, and Abioye Havila. Congratulations to all of you. We hope that some callers today will also join, and then we'll be able to make up our lucky 10. Your names are going to be put up on our handles very soon, right after this program. Today, we're continuing on our Soak Up series, and we will be discussing finding self, finding love. That's a bit like a payoff, eh? It's an hour on radio, and I'm here to keep you company as usual. So let's do this, my beautiful people. Finding self, finding purpose. My name is Ezinne Kufrekanem, and I'm your host. 5 days ago, precisely, I made a post on Instagram asking, what is love? What does it mean to you? In my answer, I posited that love is a verb, a decision to do and be. We all know that simple definition of a verb that we learned in primary school. A verb is an action word that makes love, for me, an active decision in good times and bad times. Many definitions of love abound, just like several kinds of love abound too. Storge, filial, eros, agape, self-love, free love, fatus, conjugal, consummate, compassionate, and even infatuation. Oh, my love. Our guest today found love, a deep love, the kind that makes all of us go, aww. I know, right? We all simply love love, but do we know it when we see it? And are we prepared to work for it? Did our guest find love because she found self? Or did she find self because she found love? May I remind you, dear listeners, that all episodes of UpyouwithEzinne are now uploaded on our YouTube channel. Please go catch up, take the nuggets you need, subscribe, and leave us a comment. It will help us to serve you better. Remember, it's all about you. Today, as usual, we're streaming on Instagram, UpyouwithEzinne, on Facebook, WFM 91.7, and at gardenradio.com. Finding self, finding love. At a certain point in life, you may feel as though it's time to have a solid grasp on who you are and what makes you, you. But that's quite a process, and one that's easier said than done, because finding yourself requires time and patience. Self-discovery. Who am I? What do I want? While it's understandable that you want to figure out what really makes you think, there's no need to panic if you feel like you don't know with a 100% certainty who you are, regardless of your age. It was Engineer Gabriel Obeche, the GMD of Renault Oil Limited, who wrote in his praise for my book, Up You, and I read verbatim. I enjoyed this book for many reasons. Personally, the book realigned some of my thoughts and has given me a new charge to be consciously aware of my growth and my legacy. Most of all, it had me thinking about the journey and the process to truly finding oneself. If you have attained the Herculean feat of identifying who you truly are and living out your true purpose, well done. If you are still on the journey to finding self and purpose, up you. The book gives you the powerful tool of hope and inspiration, one that stretches out a helping hand to those still climbing the ladder to make it to the top. All of us have a knowing, that you know deep sense that there is a true authentic self that you must find and unearth lurking inside of you. I see finding yourself as cultivating a deep understanding of yourself. What's important to you? What motivates you? Why you respond and react as you do, and being in tune with your values. There is no cut and dry definition of what it means to find yourself, and that's precisely why being able to do it is an up you thing. From our intro, we can deduce that finding self, identifying who you are, and living up to your true purpose is no mean feat. Our guest today seems to have found herself, found her true calling, and is blazing a trail, living in her path hope and inspiration for others to believe, to latch on, and also find themselves. But at what price? What did she pay to drag out her authentic self. So this is what we're going to find out today, and I'm just going to introduce our guest today to you. Our guest today is Blessing Jessica Obasi. If passion was a person, her name would be Blessing Jessica Obasi. The ebony-skinned, highly sought-after Nigerian actor, movie producer, and entrepreneur. A graduate of industrial relations and personal management from the prestigious University of Lagos. Blessing is passionate about her life, her craft, her faith, and her love. Blessed to have discovered herself and true calling, a feat most of us are still grappling with. She left a role in a multinational oil company to pursue her dreams of becoming a thespian. Blessing came to prominence for her role as Deborah in Akim Molayon's film Prophetess. She has also featured in blockbuster movies like Elevator Baby, Game of Chess, Fractured, and several others. She's currently making waves as IJ Baby in IJ Baby Shopping Center. It was not a walk in the park, but her passion, her faith, her tenacity saw her breaking forth in the movie industry. Now a household name, Blessing is the Chief Executive Officer of Desperanza Media Productions. She has to her credit about 7 movies such as The Recipient, Death Detia, Binta Kolonko, and etc. and etc. She attended Federal Government Girls College, Umuahia. And may I add that she is married to the handsome actor, Mr. San Nze. Blessing is a woman filled with wisdom and knowledge. When I say soaked up woman, you better believe it. So, dear listeners, bring out your writing materials, fasten your seatbelts, and join me in welcoming our very special guest on the show today, soaked up woman, Blessing Jessica Nze, also known as Ifenkili. Can you guys all hear the laughter coming through? Ifenkili. Good evening, Blessing. How are you today?
I'm amazing. I'm blessed. I'm favored. Thank God.
Amen. If it's only to hear your response when you're asked how are you, I'll call you every day. Because you always give positivity. I am blessed. I'm amazing. I'm a beauty, a speck.
Yes.
It's good to have you on the show. Welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I should thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so let me put this caveat before we go. Guys, I'm in love with this lady. The first time I got in touch with her, or I became aware of her, was in a movie where she acted and her name was Ifenkili. And Ifenkili means something you look at, something that is on, it's so beautiful that everybody has to look at it. It's so blessed that everybody has to look at it. And I fell in love with that name and I said, I wish I had a child. I'll call my child Ifenkili. And I just then started following her, and her life so far is actually Ifenkili. And you will continue to be Ifenkili.
Amen. Amen.
You're welcome. So today we're talking about finding self, finding love. But we'll start by asking you to please tell us a bit about yourself. Who is Blessing Jessica Nze?
So, like I would say, Blessing Jessica Nze she's just a regular girl who has been helped by God, basically. I'm just a regular girl, like every other person. Your next door girl, your church member, your classmate, just this girl, but who God has been very deliberate and has been helped by God.
Oh, that's nice. I like.
You already mentioned. I'm a graduate of University of Lagos. I had my first and second degree from England in industrial relations and personal management. And went on to worked in 2 places, and long and short, I found myself back to acting. Yeah. So that's pretty much.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
I read it somewhere that you're an only child. Is it true?
Yes, that's very correct. Yes, I'm an only child.
Okay, yes. So that got me thinking. Could it be because she's an only child? Was she doing a lot of role playing? This love that she has for acting?
Apparently, yeah. No. I had liberty too, really. You know, it was just pretty much me and my mom, and it didn't seem like I was maybe going to act, except at some point when they were doing a program in church, like, oh, we're going to do drama group, you know, that kind of thing. And I remember the first thing I ever did was where I played Mama Chichi. And you know how it was like a sister's fellowship that they do yearly. Okay. And after that, all my classmates in Sunday school, you know, like, yeah, we have the Sunday school for teenagers and all that. Everybody now started calling, oh, Mama Chichi. Mama Chichi. You know, yeah, pretty much. I think that's like what I can remember. I pretty much maybe cannot remember maybe if I did all of those in time, but this is like the one that was all up in my head, and I just said, this is what I'm gonna do. You know, this is what I love to do. Pretty much, yeah. Okay. And then, of course, there are a lot of hurdles. So my mom was like, no, you have to go to school. There are a lot of hurdles, really, but we die here. This is it.
You die here. This is it. I like that because it's leading me straight to my next question, which is, so if you weren't doing a lot of role playing as a child and all of that, at what point did you realize it was acting or nothing else for you?
And that kind of like, you really think I would sit down to think a lot, but I'm the chairman of Analyzers Association. I can analyze for Africa, like something. If I go anywhere, everything that happens, I promise I'm recording it in my head. Wow. Then I get home, or maybe even the day after, and I'm analyzing. Oh God, I'm so deeply analyzing. So I remember one time I sat down and I just thought about, it's like this what I'm going to do. Because there was an incident with my mom when I started to go to audition. I had met this lady. So in secondary school, we really stubborn and outspoken. I was very outspoken. You know, in school, and people would used to think, oh, these guys will be very notorious. You know, secondary school, my own time, I don't talk to boys, but I'm the one that will talk to everybody, greet anybody. So I was just, everybody would just thought, this one, this guy don't spoil, you know, that kind of thing, pretty much. And so one time, my mom had sent me, we'd gone to MFM. You know, they said, yeah, you're so stubborn, only try to take out for deliverance. That's maybe the good place I was worried now. So apparently, God orchestrated something else there. I'm not looking for deliverance, but God had that plan. Yeah. I'd met a lady there. Her name is Dorothy Kofi. She does FFX makeup right now. And the first time she looked at me, she said to me, you know, you should be doing like art and stuff. You know, you look like someone that should be a superstar. I tell you. She was very straight. She didn't beat about the bush at all. She was very straight about it. And then I was like, I really love to. But me, I don't know who can help me. She's like, okay, who will you get? I think she tried her own problem. I think her own parents who said that that.
So the same kind of thing, yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. Yeah. Than I was. And after that, of course, I kept talking to her. She took me to the LiveRadio audition at the time. And, you know, I tried to go for auditions. I got one or two waka past, you know, stuff. And there was this thing. I'd gone for an audition. So the way I cut my hair was full but natural. Someone there saying, they will not take you. This your hair, it's not fine. You should do your hair like, you know what, just blow it out. Because I said, I can't stop. My mom will kill me. My mom was a teacher. My mom is strong disciplinarian. Even as I'm married, my mom can be setting my bra if she thinks my bra is shame. Like, my mom, okay, does not change anything. Yeah, I'm married, doesn't change anything for her. Yeah. So that's for you to know how you know, how strict my mom was. Yeah. And I said, my mom will kill me if I palm my hair. She'll kill me. You know, I did not say, no, just blow it small. She'll not even know. You know, blow, just blow. I went to blow my sister. I said, you know, my mother told me, she said, you went to put the last time, you went to blow it. No, I think I said last time. I said, no, mom, say, but you went to blow it, Abby. I said, yes, ma. She said, okay, no problem. My mom took me to the barbing salon that night, straight up. And then they did go, you know, Gorimapa, not no sugar. As in, your scalp, the only thing showing, literally. And he said, first of all, no more audition. let me see whether they're going to call you this your Gorimapa. Yes. And then I managed to lock me in the visitor's toilet that day. So that was my punishment. I was going to be there. Of course, after a while, she brought me out, advised me, blah, 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 blah. But guess what? After that advice, I made up my mind. I said, this same thing that I suffered this thing for, I must do this thing. You did this same thing. But I took her advice. I don't apologize for everything. But that day, I said, you see this thing, I'm going to do it. I only made her a promise and said, okay, I was going to stay school. When I'm done with school, she told me, finish school. And really, I finished secondary school. I reminded her, you promised me when I'm looking for admission, I can go and do my acting. She said, okay, go. She supported me. I'll go for auditions. I got admission into ABSU. I was 3 universities and food to 2. But my mind was made up for Unilag. This is what I want. Nothing can change it. I was at home for 2 years, but I used that time, I was doing film stuff and all of that, but when I got into Unilag, after my year 1, I was still going to do film. After a while, I feel more. My GP was running towards Lagoon Front. So, I brought myself small brain. I said even try and graduate first, But how is so for every step of the way, regardless of all the obstacles and everything that seemed like, this is not really working. Because it's not like everything was working against me. I'm not slim. I'm not yellow. Pretty much. But
look at how far we've come, huh?
I said, you see this thing, this is it. So yeah, just different things. I didn't try to see the bad part, the problem. For me was for me to really, but this is something that burns in my heart. I promise you. Even when I was a bloody nobody, that I just go around begging people who are on set, let me just stay with you on set. Let me just be here with you. I can be on set for 30 hours, and I kid you not, when people shoot from morning to like the next morning, even if you don't even give me anything, I might really not eat. So, because I see Coke and Gala, that's all. I'm okay. And I'm my happiest. I'm happy. So, every step I just see that, I don't think I was doing any other thing really.
Whoa. This is interesting. But let me quickly open the phone lines because I'm sure people are trying to call in. Okay. So the phone lines are to call in 07000917917. And the number to text is 07031756537. We have with us today, this is Blessing Jessica Obasi. And we're discussing finding self, finding purpose. You're very lucky. No, you're blessed. Because you discovered at a very early age what you wanted to do with yourself. And for some of us, the same kind of parental management, so to speak, was also, meted out to us, but we now didn't go back to finding our real self. We stayed the curse.
Exactly.
That's, so when your mom said go to school, some of us went to school and then just followed that way. But you had the courage to walk away from an oil company. Who does that? You walked away from an oil company, from a very lucrative job, to go and sit down 30 hours in a guinea set, waiting for Waka Pass role.
Absolutely.
What gave you that courage?
So, at first, I don't know what gave me that courage first. However, like I would always say, I think and I advise, that's why when I say I don't think you're helped by God, I know what I'm saying. When you walk your journey with God, because most importantly, you can't even find purpose by yourself because your entire purpose is in God.
True.
So it's only working with Him that you will now find that thing that you think is the purpose that you have found. He's the one helping you too, because it's all part of His grand plan for us or for you. Okay, because it's while your mother's womb, you already knew you. Before the mother that gave birth to you even ever met your head or felt your kiss for the first time, God already knew. He already had the entire plan. So it's very risky. I'll use that word risky to just one go through life like, I've got this figured out. Really, on your own, you will miss it. And it's like a Google map. You know how when you miss your way with Google Map, you will still find your destination, no?
But it will take a while longer.
You even get stuck in traffic, you now go round and round and round. So it takes you going to like 10-15 minutes. It can take you 3 hours to get there. It's taking your life, pretty much.
Yeah.
So for me, when I was working there, I was making lots of money.
Obviously, yella.
Yes, I was really happy. Yeah, and I've always made up my mind that I was going to be a success. I didn't know how, and I always spoke it, because being an only child raised by a single mom or widow, pretty much, I've had people make comments like, single mother, I know if you raise speaking, this one, most times they get children, they get belly for road, all kinds of things. So I had grown with a mindset of, number one, I will not put this woman to shame. Number two, I have to be successful. So for every time there was something, I'm thinking of the bigger picture. I mean, a lot of people don't even know this. I don't think I've ever spoken about this, but I had an issue with my course advisor when I was in school. And I mean, I'm trying to sound nice. So there was some mago anyways. There was a bit of mago, things were tampered with, and then I had to graduate to the third class.
Oh, wow.
I remember I wept, and in my last conversation with that man, I told him, I said, I don't care what you have written here or what you think you have succeeded in doing, but you see, I will achieve everything I want to achieve. I will work wherever I want to work, regardless of this result. You see, when you so-called first class people, I will employ them.
Oh.
I remember saying that.
That
and
is...
when I started to work where I was working, in fact, I will not mention the name because what I'm trying to say is very dicey. I was never asked for my credentials. I was never asked. I promise you, I have never used my certificate to submit in any office.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Now your name is working for you.
Yes.
Your name is working for you, and you need to really be thanking your mom every day because it sounds like she's a praying mother. Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
She sounds like a praying mother.
Yeah. So, yes, that one, yes. And in fact, people who know my mom, they know any small thing is prayer first, So, pretty much, when I even look at how I got into the company, it was just a random, they rejected me, I went to serve, okay, write a test. So, I came in there as a contract staff. Meanwhile, I was supposed to be serving. I was not earning much more than copper. So, people thought I was serving there. They were paying me like a contractor, not even like a copper.
Can you imagine?
Really. So, all of this continued, and then I attend Elevation Church, and we were before marriage. I attend Elevation Church, yes. By lead pastor is Pastor Godman Akinabi. And I was very deliberate with church, and church for me was not just going to church. Of course, actually listening to the word, and sometimes I'm saying, God, what's the plan? How far where are we going from there? Because even when I was working, I used to go and do small acting gigs here and there, And so there was this day in church, Brian Tracy had come to church. It was I think this was in August 2014.
Yeah.
It was August 2014. And Brian Tracy had come to church. It was, I think the program was Max 100, Max something, that's maximizing something. I can't remember. It's been a long time.
Okay.
And when he was teaching, he kept talking about success. And he said that success is not doing what you're just doing that getting by. Sometimes most of us are going to work every day. We're not even happy, no matter how much you earn at the end of the month. Success is when you're doing what you truly love, and then you're earning a living from it.
Yeah.
And he went on to break down how when you're starting, nobody said it's going to be a walk in the park. They said, how about doing free jobs? He gave an example of some guy who, I think he said the guy said, I think the guy was going to do laundry or something. I really can't remember. And so on their whatever, for Nigeria, it was streets, but that was not the word he used then.
Yeah.
Of course, we're talking about America.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the guy would go around his neighbors. I think it was cleaning. It was cleaning. Yes, it was cleaning. So that the guy would go to neighbors and say, oh, I have a cleaning
outfit.
I'd like to clean for you for free. Maybe once every week for a month, and then let's see. And that was what these guys started to do. They gave us a story of how over time, people now started to pay him and blah, 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 and all of that. And after that, and I said to God that, what are you telling me precisely? And before he was done with teaching, he had said something like, it doesn't matter how much you earn. It doesn't matter how much you have planned your future. You think this is it. If you are not happy, that's no success. And if you really work in the path of success, in where God has called you, where you're using the talent that God has put inside of you, all you need to do is walk that path, trusting God.
Yeah.
For me, that was it. And from Monday, I was just going to work like I'm about to leave this place. Nothing really mattered to me anymore. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And same week, as though everything was being orchestrated, my boss had called me. Apparently, the camera had seen me going in and out of office during work hours. I'm like, they're not really at work, blah, 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 blah. I said, oh, yes, I was shooting. This is it. And he said, I needed to make a decision there and then that I will never do anything acting again.
Wow.
That actors are prostitutes, will end up as prostitutes,
Hello.
blah, 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 blah. Yes. And I needed to make a decision. It was so serious, he even called my mom. My mom was like, oh, I really apologize that she had to do that. You know how, a lot of my bosses really loved me. I'm not going to dispute that. They were really nice to me, really. Oh, they really, everybody treated me like the baby of our department. Yeah. So, I pretty much knew my mom, so called my mom and said, oh, this is it. I said, oh, I really apologize. Because if she even has to do acting, it has to be weekends, not during work hours.
Yeah.
And my boss said, they're disappointed that my mom can even support that I should do acting this weekend or any time. That she's so disappointed, and all of that. And said I should make my decision now.
And so he practically just handed you your life.
You know what? I'm going. Where will pay me this month? Keep the money, sir. And I told my mother, she said, that's fine. She said, how much? He said, I'll send you the money. I said, don't have savings. I'm okay. So that was it. That was how I left.
Wow.
That was how I left. Yes.
Wow.
That was how I left. At the time, I used to work with Moses Iwang. Like that freelance kind of work. When he's shooting, I'll do location for him, do this, just here and there. And then I called him and I said, boss, this is it. Okay. That's it now. And that was how I just went all out.
Can I tell you something?
I wasn't even sure of what I was going to need. But I just trusted God. It was not easy. See, I did this after 2 years. Guess what? My friend, my best friend, thought I was under, what's the name of it? Like jazz. They thought it was jazz.
Yeah.
Jazz, there was no explanation to it. Really. They thought it was jazz. And I remember my best friend submitted my CV to a lot of companies, and another company had called me, very big company, I'm telling you, in fact, it's when you come that they employ me as their admin manager. I had my own office to myself. They're going to give me a company car in 3 months after probation period, And I was there for barely a month. I didn't care about work. It was just the first week I managed to care about their work. By the Thursday, Friday, when I come to work, when I order food, after eating, I lock my office door. I take out what's the name of this thing? The phone, Now you take off the receiver, they call it. So that
it keeps ringing busy.
You can't reach me.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
You were that bird.
I will now log on to the Roku TV. After I watch like 2 films, I can now respond to some mails. I promise you. I did this consecutive for like 2 weeks. In fact, by the second week, their data, the company data had finished before time. Apparently, they used it for about a month before I came. But as I came, 2 weeks data have finished. I'll find out what the problem was. You know what? And I just said this is not. And the major reason I even went for that job, because when they called me, blah, 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 I dropped for interviews just to please my best friend. When the day they called me to come, I should go answer them. Because my best friend has submitted. So the HR had her number. So they called her, and guess what she did? She's married to him now, but her then husband, they organized a mini party for me. I can't remember. I can't even forget, rather. It was at Jevnik on Agorodino.
Yeah.
It was like a mini congratulations party.
You finally got a job, right?
Well, they have done party for me now. We have people who are celebrated. How will I not resume work on Monday? I have to resume. That was how I resumed at the office. I just said, I'm not doing this. I said, I would like for Chiefman to sack me. I said, I come to work late. I'll come by 12 today. Tomorrow I'll come by 11:30.
No, you're just the kind of employee that nobody wants. How can you be coming to work by 12, by 1?
Yes, my sister. And I don't even apologize. I don't want to say, if I'm not good to start, so I just cry. I sack myself. I said I'm not doing.
So I sacked myself.
I say why? Then you are doing wrong. And this man was really nice to me. I know that man has forgiven me wherever he is. I really, really hope.
Okay.
You know, such a good man. A devout Catholic, very good man. He was the CEO of Place Dynamic.
Okay.
You know, yes.
Okay. I'm going to cut you. You're running an advert for someone right now, so I'm going to cut you, yeah? The phone lines are still open. The numbers to call are 07000 917 917. And the number to text is 07031756537. Listen, I have a lot of text messages here for you. People really want to know about finding love, as you can imagine. So let me start by saying congratulations on your marriage to Stan. Indeed, Ngozi Chukwuerika, right?
Yeah.
Good. So now let's talk about love. So what does love mean to you? And, just gist us. How was your Valentine?
It was sweet, my sister.
We thank God.
My husband has a meeting.
Good.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think both of us were just deliberate about making each other feel special.
Mm-hmm.
Had our own plans, planned out for the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
Different shifts at different points. Because apparently we're both on set.
Oh.
We're filming together. Yes, it was my production. He was acting in it.
Okay.
So yeah, I remember he was going to the gym before work, and my first surprise came through. He received it. By the time I was coming back from the gym, he sent me my own first surprise.
Oh my God!
We're just doing competition of.
So it was a day of surprise. See,
it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and I would say love is sacrifice. Loving, even when how would I say it? So even you know how you love, how you can just love a good person. That's typical. But for me, love is when you love someone that can't even love you back, or someone that has hurt you. So love is unconditional sacrifice. That's what it means to me.
Love is unconditional sacrifice. When you love someone who doesn't even merit the love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you love the unlovable.
Yeah.
Loving the unlovable. Loving, because people that have hurt, that have done terrible things to you, and you still love the person.
Interesting. Okay, but we know that Miss Tanze has not done terrible things to you.
No.
So, because we know that Miss Tanze is even beating his full chest and saying that in this first 1 year of marriage, that you people will not even so much as quarrel. So we know.
And I think I would truly say, quarrel. Quarrel is relative, but that kind of quarrel that we will not talk to each other for hours, for the other things. God forbid, we have not seen that type of.
Great. And may you not see. Now,
I'm telling you, but sometimes, so one of the decisions that we made, and because, yes, he's been my friend before now, so one of the things that we decided, so different things happen, is how you choose to interpret it.
Mm-hmm.
For example, now, if I say, baby, you're high. This under couple, that's the height of insult.
Yeah.
But for us, it's how you choose to interpret it, really. So sometimes, when I do things, sometimes I don't even do anything. If I see that, I already know his mood. I'm like, this thing I did is not nice, it's disrespectful, I'm sorry. You now look at me. You yab me. So come, I'm sorry.
This is nice.
I think for us, that's pretty much and not because I cannot fight for my rights to my sister. It's a mind thing, it's a decision that we have made. Because the moment you let fight and quarrel enter, you have open room for devil now.
True.
Because the devil too cannot really thrive in a home where there's love and there's peace. And the presence of God needs peace, needs love. That's the presence of God too can balance where and do his work, his own work there. So the moment you let strife or the two who are deliberate about it, we already know. We don't have devotion with any grudge. Angry, preventing before devotion we confess quickly. There's no because we're fighting, we'll not do devotion. Everybody go, I'm angry about no, it's a lie, Can't be angry. It's okay to be angry, but if you're hurt about anything, you speak about it straight. The moment you keep it, you start analyzing. You have open small window to enter. So I think for us, that's pretty much what has worked. Well, that's why it seems like we can say, we have not fought. But just what if arguments now, small arguments.
Normally, two human beings even that are not married or in love, not to mention that.
You see, we are very quick to. I don't think we've kept money half day before. I know.
Fantastic.
Why?
Fantastic.
Never. So that's pretty much. It's just the. How you already know that this thing. If you allow this thing to go on, it will be larger than life, really. So whatever it is, there's no we always say, no stone walling. That's how they taught us in counseling, in education. So no stone walling. So whatever it is, good, bad,
you speak about it.
Yeah. You to yab me. So when you say, you yab, not say, okay, maybe I should not say yab. I say, don't want to say yab me. Yab me. I'll pick the lessons inside. I'll tell you the yab and I don't like. You beg me. But you buy me something, you beg me. You moved on. But I pick the important message inside.
Okay.
So for us is naked and unashamed, no stone walling.
Oh, this woman is killing me. Naked and unashamed. Yeah. Now that brings me to one of the reasons why I respect both yourself and your husband. I read it somewhere that your relationship was 4 years old and the phone line is finally cracking. Yeah, hello, good evening. UpyouwithEzinne. I know who's calling.
Yes, good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Passion.
Passion, how are you? You're our first caller. Where is my shekere? Okay, very quickly, because we're running out of time. What's your question for my guest?
Okay, I wanted to ask, how do you balance self-care and work? When you're not overwhelming, how do you balance taking care of yourself? When you remember talking about how do you balance it?
Okay, thank you. So, did you get that blessing? She wants to know how you balance work and your health and, of course, your family. How do you balance it all? Because acting consumes a lot of your time.
Yeah. So, it's just planning. And the good thing is, we do the same, we're both doing the same kind of job. So, you know how, if you wasn't doing this, we'll be coming back late sometimes would be a problem. Mm-hmm. But we totally understand. So there's communication. Then I cook. I have to wake up pretty early. I think I would say 80% of the time I make breakfast for him. Yes, he takes to work.
That's interesting.
Yes, I wake up a lot early. I make breakfast. Or food. So I just cook and store, in smaller bowls. So it's easier. So that one sort for food. And sometimes we're deliberate and just choose a time and say, we're not working this number of days. Everybody's done down job, stay and rest at home. So yeah, if I feel some type of way, and this life is not for the living. I take break. I'm not going to work for a couple of days. Sit down and rest. Doesn't hurt.
Great.
It's communication, no more than that. But I try to do my own best. I mean, it was pretty hard at first.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first month. If I'm going to set, you just ATM cost, I'm at ATM cost. I'm expecting to understand now after all of us are working now. I don't understand, but maybe you should understand now. If you're going to set, they'll give you food so you can buy something.
Yeah, but he's a married man now,
Exactly, that's what he's saying. He usually funny. He says something in Igbo. He say, why not a G? Why not a G? As in a woman in husband's house. Wow, you serve your husband. So we'll joke about this, but at some point, I just said, you know what? I said, how do I juggle? What was this?
Okay, I need to ask you this because we are running out of time. How were you able to have a relationship that under the radar for as long as you did with Stan, and how were you able to keep yourselves? Because when you were talking in the beginning, you said everybody thought because you were outspoken and everything, they felt okay, this one she's probably talking to all the men and everything. But to think that you were a virgin, all this while.
No, I wasn't a virgin.
Okay. Or to think that you held a relationship down with Stan and there was nothing going on.
Yes. So it's why I'm laughing because when I'm talking to people, people say, oh, yes, it's God, but at the end of the day, it's still God. Before I met Stan, I mean, I've been in a couple of relationships. Before I met Stan, I was in a place where I had a conversation. I had a terrible, my last relationship was really, 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 really terrible. And I just got to a point where, and I said to God that I need to find myself. I need to just love myself for myself, not waiting for my validation or whatever to come from a man.
Somebody else, yeah.
Yes, but that was where I was. And I remember making a vow in church at a vigil, Night of Increase, again in Elevation Church, and I said that, and I said to God that I will keep myself until you bring the right man and until my wedding night.
Wow.
In fact, I'm not even sure if at that point I talked about, maybe about God about my wedding night, but I remember saying that I will not until you bring the man that is the right man for me.
Wow.
So I was already on that journey for a little less than 2 years before I met Stan. And because we were friends first, we're just best friends. You know how, as best friends, we have talked about so much. We have gisted. You already knew my position and all of that. And really, from the day he asked me out, and he said to me, we're just going to honor God. And
wow.
Not do anything.
Wow. Coming from a man, that is really very commendable.
Yeah. And that was, so of course, what is easy at first? Now, sometimes your God will do and how can I be a hot boy and they're not him? What? God will do. In fact, there was this day that we were just almost in the pit hole already and almost falling, and in fact the next day he had said, we need to take time to fast and ask for forgiveness. For even delving at all.
No, I must commend both of you. I must commend you, and
it was just, I know that there's nothing that is impossible.
Yeah.
Because I, for one, I don't know how he navigated, and I'm sure that it's not more than him praying and asking God to help him. But I know that I got to pray. I said, God, you have to help me. I don't want to have this battle. I don't want to know. I don't know how. But I got to a point where there was nothing sexual. I mean, I literally used to feel, literally. We did together, it was nothing, really. And I was happy. We found so much comfort and we used to have so much fun, man. Forget, so much fun. I'm sure more
okay,
fun.
My producer is beginning to look at me funnily. That means that we're running out of time. So very, very, very quickly, Blessing, what's your advice to that single, mature lady who is waiting All those people who say, God, when? God, please, am I your stepchild? Oh, a call is coming through. Okay. Up you with Ezinne. Good evening. Who is calling? And where are you calling from?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Please go ahead and speak.
Okay, this is Anthony.
Anthony, how are you?
From Sherry.
Okay.
I'm fine.
What's your question for our guest?
So my question is, hello.
Go ahead. We can hear you.
My question is, what about doing that? I work and I don't have time. How do we together?
What did you say?
Those that work.
Those that work. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. He's asking a question. He says, what of those who work that don't have time? I don't get it, but, just wrap up, say something to him and wrap up with your advice, please.
Okay. So, we didn't really get his question, but he can always send it to you, and then I can respond, through you, to the person. So, my advice is not plenty. First, I will start with saying, I used to be at your bus stop because when young. I used to be at your bus stop.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my chico friends, I was the last person to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Whereby my friends had a minimum of 2 kids each.
Mm.
There were like 6 of us, yes. So I'm talking about a path that I have walked. So that God way, yes, I totally, absolutely understand it. However, the most important thing, first, you need to have a relationship with God.
Yeah.
See, that's the number one thing. For those of us that have a relationship, we say, I already have a relationship with God. I'm a born again, I'm a Christian, but what's left again? Yes, and absolutely. Still, there's something I want to say. When your position when you are waiting is very important. You cannot wait wrongly.
Your position when you're waiting is important.
It's very important. You cannot, in your waiting position, speak negativity. I might block everybody. No. Even when people are saying it, you can't even encourage such conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be waiting and then you're speaking it. No matter how frustrating you feel. So your position in the waiting is very important. You need to love yourself. Find your own purpose, what you are doing. Don't just sit down. And this is me, I'm doing all of that options. So people that say, I found my purpose, I'm doing what I'm called to do and all of that. It's okay. Stay in your waiting position. And in that waiting room, be in thanksgiving. I promise you. Be in thanksgiving. Like, I literally feel like, in fact, this is like a whole topic on its own. The position in the waiting room is very, very important.
Yeah.
So you will not wait in vain. Because in God's share, we can change from all the things that I spoke about that I thank God for in my waiting room, in my waiting position.
Okay.
When all I did was thanksgiving. So
I'm so sorry. My producer is signaling now with everything that she has.
Hey, producer, we're sorry, but I know that they got it.
Yes. I have several questions here, so I'm going to send them to you privately, and you can respond when you have the time. Thank you so much, Blessing, for coming on the show today. Honestly, we've learned quite a lot from you. Thank you for sharing from your heart, from your life, and about your love. But really, that is, I think this is really who you are. And I must say you're so blessed and gifted. The sky is bright, the land is green, and your blessings will all become eventually. Give our love to your husband and keep flourishing. And when next we call upon you, please answer us.
Absolutely.
Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye. My take from this whole conversation is that love is a beautiful thing, especially if it starts with self-love. Blessing found herself. She found who she was. She found what she wanted to do. She loved herself. She was in her zone. And so she was now able to seek love. And then love finally came to her. You can't give what you don't have. It's amazing, but this keeps reoccurring. You can't give what you don't have. Woman, find you. And every other thing will fall in place. You will have a reason to just want to keep thriving. This is where we wrap up today's edition of Up You with Ezinne. This is what happens when you're having fun. Time just runs away. It's been another amazing one. Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook at UpYouwithEzinne. Get copies of our books, Up You and When Adversity Strikes, Fight. Thank you. Big up to everyone that is involved in producing this magic week in, week out. Starting with you, our dear listeners, our guest speakers, our callers, the engineers on duty, the amazing Up You team, and the best radio station, WFM 91.7. You all stay strong, stay blessed, stay gifted. My name is Ezinne Kufrekanem. Until next time, it's Up You.